so I got my toilet tank here, and we got to do a high tank conversion on it. So it can be used with a pipe. Normally this just sits down at the base of the toilet, and we need to attach a pipe to this. Now I'm going to use a stainless steel pipe that's polished, so it's going to look quite nice. You can buy new high tank toilets. They are quite pricey. When I was looking, they were well over $1,500. So this conversion is going to be a whole lot cheaper and work just as good at a fraction of the cost. So to convert this, we need a couple things. We need something that threads to this, and what you use is a 1.5 inch galvanized to 2-inch ABS. At least that's what I found. This comes with another end that threads into here. I actually use that for my dual drain setup. You can watch that video if you'd like. So with this will thread on there. Goes all the way down flush, so there's plenty of thread. We're not going to run out of thread and bottom out on this other nut. This tapered washer will fit in there and seal it. At least it will seal it after we do the modification that we need to do to this outlet. And what do we need to do? We need to put a taper on the inside of this edge. There's multiple ways about doing it. One, and it's probably the safest way, is you buy a giant reamer and you just ream it by hand. I've seen them on Amazon back when I was trying to figure out what I was going to do here. I don't remember the price at the time. It was $30 or $40. And it's an inside-outside reamer. I don't remember the exact specifications of it, but it would handle this larger diameter pipe. So that's one option, and a very safe option. Second option, using a router. Now, I already own this. I don't have to buy it. So this is the cheapest way for me to do this. However, this is a very dangerous and delicate operation. Being that this is PVC and not ABS, this is quite a bit more brittle. And when cutting PVC, it kind of has a tendency to want to explode on you or fracture apart. So I got to be very careful when routering this out. So I have my guide wheel. I'll come in here and I'll slowly kiss down on the edge and slowly cut away. I want to remove the bare minimum of material that I have to at one time. It's going to take a long time to do it, but it's going to ensure that I don't wreck this, because this then gets into a whole nother, got to replace it, more money, more hassle, more cost. Don't want to have to go through that. So I'm going to take my time and just slowly eat away at this edge, and we'll see how this goes. Okay, I was just confirming my depth of cut. It's just barely kissing that edge, just removing the slightest bit of material. That's where I want to start. I want to hold this as flat to this base as I can. I want to hold it against the edge firmly and just go around nice and slow and see what happens. Safety glasses and everything else, especially when dealing with this PVC. I think we'll be all right. Hold it. Here we go. edge is coming along nicely. I'm going to adjust the depth on it some more. Cut this deeper. It's a little weird because you're cutting on this side, but you're putting the pressure of the router on this back side to hold it flat and flush. So it's a little tricky. So if you're doing this, keep that in mind. So I'm confirming my depth of cut again. Camera wants to focus. Anyways, you can see that it's a little deeper. I'm actually going to back this off just a little bit because it's a little too aggressive. All right, it's not looking too bad. See how that's going to fit in there. It will get crushed down. Everything will seal up nice and tight. Doing this by hand with a reamer, I think, is maybe the better way to go. You got to be really careful with the router. Edge is not bad. This backside, I might rotate the tank and try to clean up this backside just a little. I don't really want to cut anything more on it. Just want to clean it up. I can feel ever slight little chatter in there, so. But it's looking good. That's your high tank toilet conversion, at least for the tank part. So next I'll show you the pipe and show you what I need to do to that for it to fit into the toilet and how that's going to seal. So I just got the bowl sat in here right now. Just figuring out approximate length for the pipe. This is the gasket that comes with the toilet. Fits in the back here. Because the tank normally sits on here and it compresses and seals it, we need to figure out a way for this to seal. So I cut this out. 3/16 inch thick steel. You can get away with, could probably get away with just using an 1/8 inch thick. This is a bit of overkill. Even a 16th might work, but this just sits on the back side here. And then when it's bolted down, it'll compress, sealing that. And I do have the tank, I do have a bit of cardboard down here protecting the floor, so this is not sitting flat where it's supposed to be on the floor right now. That's why it's wobbling. But when this is compressed down, sealing that washer, shouldn't have any leaks. It's tapered as it's compressed down into the hole. This will compress itself around the pipe, sealing it, so I shouldn't have any water coming out. And we don't want the pipe to float through this freely, because we don't want the pipe to bottom out onto the porcelain. it'll crack. So we got a stainless steel washer I cut out, plasma cutted that out, and I will weld that onto the pipe, and that just sits down in this washer, rubber washer, seal, whatever you want to call it, and that'll support it. I'm going to mark the pipe with it raised up a little bit, because as this compresses, the pipe's going to go further down into the hole, closer to the porcelain. So I want to create a bit of a gap, a little bit of a space between the bottom of the pipe and the porcelain. So I got to account for that. As for how this attaches onto it, I will weld some studs coming off of this. We got 2 holes. And then just use wing nuts on the back side, same way that the tank is normally mounted. I like the flush finish, so when it's compressed, you'll have a fairly flush finish. It'll look nice. It'll look nice and clean. This will be painted white using that same tub paint, 2-part epoxy tub paint, tub and tile. It's fairly durable and holds up quite well, so that's what this will be painted. But having a nice clean surface makes it easier to clean up. I thought of possibly drilling holes and having a bolt come up and then use acorn nuts on the top. That would look kind of neat, but right, it gets dirty, stained, more to clean, more to get in the way to clean. This way you can just wipe off. As the stainless steel pipe comes out, I haven't found a nice trim collar yet that I could put her on the base. I might have to modify one. We'll see how it goes. This is normally how the tank is. You have your 2 studs coming down that would bolt to the bowl, and this seal fits up in here. So then this is compressed and sealing to the bowl. And that washer does fit quite tight onto the pipe. So that is, if the camera's focusing, the rough stainless steel pipe that I have, little chunk. And here it is. I need to give it another polishing. It's pretty nice and shiny. I went ahead and I marked approximately where I'm going to be putting this flange on. This will be getting welded on, and that'll support it. I will cut away any material, excess material I need off of the base. I may even cut one face of it off while leaving the back side. This will help direct the water forward, and I'll show you what I'm talking about in a second. You can see it is a tight fit. I am having some troubles. There we go. So there shouldn't be any leaking. The outer diameter has been ground down, yet the inner taper is still untouched and will seal tightly to the tank. So in here, if the camera is able to pick up or focus properly, there's a little back section that can catch water. I don't feel any ports. So there is no water that is supposed to get back here. It doesn't go anywhere. And it's kind of rised up in the middle, high, low, and that's the direction I want the water. So I'll probably leave a bit of the pipe backside hanging here while leaving the rest of this open. This will allow the straight shot of the water to come in to the toilet. Come around the rim, and up front here are some large holes. The sides are smaller, the front are large, because it's going to direct water down and flush your toilet. And this was a brand new toilet that I bought. This was new old stock at a local hardware store, and I paid $40 for it. So I'm quite happy with what I got. The tank is a smaller tank, which is nice. Takes up less room on the wall, lighter weight, especially when it's filled with water. Which, by the way, I did weigh this and calculate how much water is in this tank and the total weight that's needed. And these supports I made do hold that weight plus some. I did make sure to check that before closing everything up, because I would hate for anything to collapse and break and destroy everything. So and that will be compressed. Now that it's cut back, I actually have this fitting exactly perfectly flush and clean, and actually have this fitting exactly right for the littlest bit of tension that it has, and I still have to take some sandpaper and clean up that edge, but that's actually what I want. Just want to peel this plastic away. And this is very sticky. And you'll have a nice coat of wax all over your hands, but that's alright. Hopefully this is somewhat in frame. You just set it down, center it over the hole. Want to push it down a little bit, just so it kind of sticks. Make some contact, and you can see how high this is protruding up, so there's plenty of room for compression, and it'll seal to the bottom of the toilet. Now I'm just going to wipe my hands down because they're all waxed up before grabbing the toilet and setting it in place. I want to stand directly over the toilet. Lift it up, walk it in. And so you have right now some wiggle room. Before fully compressing it down, you want to square it up with the wall and everything around you. You don't want the toilet twisted or pretty confident we'll go right. Making enough contact, I can sure smell the sewage below. Now, you have these little bases, shows you this side up, because this clips onto there and locks it down. You want to install these correctly. Here comes a bit of a jigsaw puzzle. We try to figure out everything. We got pipe. Use some ultra gray gasket maker. Bottom of that flange so it seals. Nothing bleeds up top. The bottom of this too. camera's picking it up. Cut it on an angle to direct the flow of water towards where it needs to go. Hoping I'm not forgetting anything right now. Somebody in the little rice rocket. Put little pads on the bottom side of this, because as the base comes up, it needs to seat against it. Just don't have enough hands. I think that's looking pretty nice. Pretty even. And we're compressing that tapered seal right now. As it tightens up, it compresses, so it should seal up nicely. Bottom here, have to get some stainless steel washers for this, but wow, she looks like a toilet. I think we're liking the look of this so far. Doesn't that look so good? I like the stainless steel. If you can find, I don't know, if you can find a chunk of stainless steel, chrome, pipe, whatever, looks the best. Or exhaust pipe, you can use exhaust pipe. You could paint it. You could try using ABS or PVC, whatever works for you. It's really simple, straightforward. Yeah, I don't know how violent that is. It might be too violent of a flush, but we're gonna have to slow this down. Camera's picking that up. You can just see the top of that tube. It's too high, so this isn't sealing. So I got to take this apart and then trim this tube down. So that way it'll seal. I just got wing nuts. Hold the tank down. I just want to snug them up. Not going anywhere. Tighten this up. There we go. I think we're good. Everything's just plastic, so you don't want to get too crazy with it. To fix how violent the flush is, there's just too much velocity and it's spitting too much water out. So to slow it down, I just went ahead and made this reducing washer in there. Just a piece of plastic that sits in there. It sits on top of the stainless steel pipe, not inside, so it can't go down. And I can adjust the hole size for how I want it to flush. That's 7/8 hole. I'm starting with that, seeing how that works. And then I can enlarge it if I need to. But I think that's got it. So hopefully this won't leak on me now. So that's what that little restrictor plate looks like. Got some towels draped down there just in case we got any leaking. Well, that looks good. Okay, I don't hear anything. I think it's all sealed up. Pipe's cold from cold water. I'm going to get lots of condensation on that, unfortunately, but at least in the hot, I don't have that fully tightened up yet. Maybe should have brought hot and cold together to give you lukewarm water so I don't get so much condensation in the summer, but this will work. Okay. I don't know. Try that again. Started off slow and finished strong. I would say that's flushing pretty good. Yeah, I like that. There. More or less done. Looks pretty good. Toilet seat's just a generic toilet seat. Supposed to be white, looks more off-white than white, but a little bit of splash in there. I might make a custom toilet seat for it. For now, just wanted it up and going. So I just bought that simple one. Got the nice pull cord. Just use the toilet lever here that came with it. Works for now. I'll probably make a custom one of those as well. Something different to go with it. Pull handle. Got that off of Temu. It's just for, I don't know, blinds or whatever it was. Draw handle for the blinds. And then the chain. I actually bought a few different types of chains. This one is, I think, the best for it. Suits it the best. Basically, it's like a necklace. It's quite a heavy duty chain anyways. Looks good, works good. How does it flush? There is your high tank toilet conversion. Let me know in the comments what you think. Did it turn out successfully? Does it look pretty good? What do you like or not like about it? What would you change? What would you do differently? So leave it in a comment. How much do you think this in total cost me? Do you think this is expensive transformation here? $40 toilet turned into high tank. Maybe I'll spoil it for you. It only cost me about $100 for everything to do all of this. $100. Okay, guys, thanks for watching.